This is John Paul Wright. I'm coming from Tokyo, Japan, and today I'm going to cover that story that a 4-year-old boy named Ollie's father wanted on Ollie's grave an engravement of Spider-Man. And before I continue, I want to let everybody listening know that I'm going to say a few things, and I have a son who's 4 years old, and I cannot relate to what he's going through because my son is obviously still here, but I can imagine probably better than some people what it would be like to have that loss. So I have some, I'm not going to say mixed feelings on this, but I have some ideas about it. And yeah, off the bat, of course, I think Disney could have let this boy have that, or they could have handled this a lot better and done something very nice for the family in return of not letting them have this thing. Okay, let's get into it. 4-year-old Ollie Jones' favorite superhero was Spider-Man. Before he died, his father, Lloyd, wanted to honor his son with the famed wall crawler's image featured on his tombstone. The Walt Disney Company rejected this idea, according to an article by The Sun. Okay, so The Sun was the original article, an English publication. Ollie passed away in December due to a rare genetic disorder. I apologize if I can't say that correct. Leukodysymphia. Something to that effect. Unfortunately, he passed away, which affects the neural anatomy of a person in a variety of ways. Okay, so his son died tragically, and after Ollie passed, Lloyd, 36, tried to purchase an etching of a superhero for his son's gravestone, but due to the copyright, his request was denied, the Sun reported. Disney explained in a letter to Lloyd that it did not want the character associated with death, a policy Disney claimed had been the case since Walt Disney's lifetime, the Sun reported. Now, the thing I'm going to say is I can understand where Disney's coming from with that, but that's a really freaking cold-hearted thing to do, to just say, well, that's our policy. What they could have done was this. They say, hey, listen, we're very sorry about your son's loss. We understand. We have a company that we don't want the image related or associated with gravestones. We're going to pay for the funeral. We're going to give a donation to a charity that's going to help diseases like your son's. And they give him some kind of big reward, and they say, so please accept our apology for not wanting the image on the gravestone, but we're going to do this amazing thing for you. I think that would have sat a lot better with everybody than just a statement. Sorry, we don't want to do it. That's my take on it, because I could understand, although they serve alcohol, someone brought up, and that kind of ruins the image also, but I understand what they're going for with that statement. It's just so fucking cold to just put out a statement and not offer any kind of condolences, something for the loss, that you're reaching out to Disney. And, oh man, this is tough, but like, for me, like, Spider-Man isn't Disney. Spider-Man will never ever be a Disney character. It's not a Disney character. Spider-Man is Marvel. Marvel is Stan Lee with a couple of other key players. Disney just owns it. You know, by that right, they could have said, you know, this isn't actually a fucking Disney character. We just own the character. So why not let this kid have it? That's another thing. If it was Mickey Mouse, if it was an original Disney character associated with Disney, Donald Duck, something like that, I'd have a little bit easier time understanding the statement, but it's not even their character. It'll never be their character. So, you know, it's the same thing with Star Wars. These aren't their characters. So it's like, it's not really Disney. They should not even really actually be allowed to make the decision, in my opinion. But we live in a world where if you own something with money, you control it. So unfortunately, we get this kind of bullshit like this. So before I made this video, I just Googled to make sure that it was actually illegal to do if you didn't have permission. It says right here, can copyrighted images be used on grave markers? Sure, if you have permission. There's no law that gives you special license to infringe copyright on grave markers where you could not otherwise. Furthermore, the logo is probably a trademark as well, further restricting your ability to use it. This is another unfortunate thing, is that possibly the family could have gotten away with just making Spider-Man on the gravestone and just putting it out there. The gravestone company can't engrave it because of copyright. You, however, could take possession of the stone and do it yourself, or have someone that is willing to do it for you. The cemetery won't care, and Ford isn't going to sue you for having it, especially if they can't prove that anyone made any money using it. So they say Ford because they're talking about a car company. But the thing is, if you just go ahead and put it on the gravestone, Disney would have to find it, they'd have to sue you, they'd have to care, and if he just put it on the gravestone, he possibly would have gotten away with it. So I just think that's kind of a good thing to know. It seems like a tricky thing with engraving graves because it is a touchy subject, and it's not like, the CEO of Disney, Bob Iger, is going to walk by and see the tombstone and be like, we got to get rid of that. Anyway, that was kind of like an afterthought I had. I had this whole day to think about this video, and it's obviously a tragic, touchy subject, so, you know, it's hard to talk about, basically. But the copyright thing was important. It did cross my mind because I was thinking, hey, wait a minute, could they even do that in the first place? And then I'm thinking to myself, you know what, if that was me, I would just put the damn thing on there and to hell with it, let them, figure it out. So, it doesn't make me like Disney anymore, and I didn't really think I could like them any less because I'm not too fond of Disney these days. I mean, talk about ruining characters. They could have Luke Skywalker drinking titty milk. I guess when it's not their character, they don't give a flying shit. But, if they just own the thing technically like Spider-Man, then they won't even let a 4-year-old tragic death get in the way of them and their license, basically. Anyway, you guys let me know what you think down below. I'm doing shout-outs, special thanks. Let's do one right now. Shout-out goes to Ink Mage. Very cool name, by the way. And yeah, he's been giving me some good support. He found my videos on this Social Justice Warrior video, I think. And yeah, thanks a lot. Give him a shout-out. He's on Twitter. I'm ending it here. Click subscribe if you're still listening. Pretty pleased with sugar on top. And I will see you next time.